and welcome to GeoNews. Today, we are going to talk about the new discoveries made by the three famous archaeologists that were sent to the center of the Earth. Indiana Jones, Alan Grant, and Lara Croft left us information that our team in the GeoNews want to tell you about while you are in home. Now, Leonel Perron, one journalist of the team, will tell you about the two crusts, continental and oceanic. We're hearing you, Leonel.
Thank you, Fede. The continental crust has the highest point, the famous Everest, and is where all the humans and the most living beings are located. The physical properties of this layer are solid, formed by the mineral silicon and basic oxides. The silicon comes in crystalline form and oxides are hard and dense. The average temperature is more or less like 50 Celsius, and the density is about 2.8 grams per cubic centimeters. And talking about the oceanic crust, is where marine life lives, and it's formed by all that contains water in. The physical properties are solid. This layer has minerals like magnesium silicates. Magnesium silicate is a natural product that is obtained from ultrabasic rocks called serpentines. Its density is about 2.7 and 2.5 grams per cubic centimeters. And the average temperature is about 50 Celsius too. Okay, that's all the information that I have about the crust. Back to the studio, Fede.
Thanks, Leonel. That is useful information. Now we have our mate expert in the field of the upper mantle. We are hearing you, Renata.
Thanks, Fede. I'm going to talk about the upper mantle and lower mantle. The upper mantle is the layer, like the others we will say, has no life there because of its own depth and make life impossible in that zone. The physical properties in this layer are like plastic. It means that it has movement and it's flexible. This layer has minerals like peridotite, that it's an igneous rock very dense with dark colors. Density is 3.5 grams per cubic centimeter, and the average temperature is 2000 degrees Celsius. My God, it's too much. Well, the lower mantle represents approximately 56% of Earth's total volume. The physical properties of this layer is solid. The layer is formed by magnesium and silicon oxides. The average temperature is 3,300 degrees Celsius. And density is 5.6 grams per cubic centimeter. Thanks to Indiana Jones and his team. Back to the studio, Fede.
Thanks, Renata. That is good information. Now we have our last colleague. Facu, do you hear us?
Yes, Fede. I'm going to explain all the information about the two more dangerous layers. The core. The core is divided into two groups, the outer core and inner core. The average magnetic field strength of the outer core is 50 times higher than the Earth's surface, bow cortex. Another fact is that the P and S waves can't go through this layer because of their physical properties. The physical properties in the outer core is liquid. In this layer, you can find minerals like iron, nickel, sulfur, and carbon alloys. The density is 3.5 grams per cubic centimeter, and the average temperature is 5,000 Celsius degrees. Now, the inner core, the most difficult layer to access. The inner core is the center of the Earth. The physical properties are liquid, so in this one, the P and S waves can't go through like the other section of the core. The minerals are less than the other core. You can only find iron and nickel, and the density is 5.6 grams per cubic centimeter, and the average temperature is 5,006 100 Celsius degrees, the same temperature as the surface of the sun. Thanks to the temperature, it's impossible to do the famous myth of drill a hole and go to China. This myth, it is impossible to do because of the temperature of both cortex, inner and outer. Back to the studio, Fede, and thanks for hearing me.
Thank you for the information, Facu. But wait, we are not done yet. We have a special guest, an expert geologist and an investigator from the United States, Nathan Drake. He will talk to us about the history of the discovery of the layers, and he will answer common questions. Welcome, Nathan. Nathan, the question is, how do we discover that the Earth is divided in different layers?
Well, as we all know, we cannot travel to a certain depth, both oceanic and terrestrial. But with scientific process and system, we can discover all the layers. That process can be volcanism, earthquake, seismic waves, shallow drilling, meteors, and anthropology of the rocks and minerals.
Another good question is, what divides each layer?
The answer to that question is discontinuities. These are limit and differentiate each layer, material, density, and temperature. At this moment, we know that there are 4 discontinuities: Conrad, Mohorovic, Gutenberg, and Lehmann. The first discontinuity is Conrad 1. It divides the continental crust and the oceanic crust. The materials that divide are basalt and granite. Also, it has an extension of 17 to 20 kilometers. The second one is Mohorovic discontinuity. It divides both crust and upper mantle, divides iron and magnesium, and has an extension of 35 to 75 kilometers. The third discontinuity is Gutenberg's one. It divides both mantles and outer core, divides iron and nickel, and has an extension of 2,900 kilometers. Number 4 is Lehmann's discontinuity. It divides the outer core and internal core, divides iron and nickel, and has an extension of 5,155 kilometers.
Thanks, Nathan. Well, this is the end for Geo News. Hope that you enjoyed this program and understand all the mysteries about the layers. Goodbye.